Hey, beautiful friends. Welcome back to Pain to Passion Live. Today is a wonderful day because I get to talk with the beautiful and amazing Bianca Cotton. I'm so thrilled that I have gotten to connect with her. I actually heard her first on Dr. Allison Cook's podcast. She was, I believe, my second episode was with Dr. Allison. And I just loved you. You had the best heart, the best spirit, and just so much wisdom. And I am really, really thrilled that you said yes and that you're here today. So thank you for being here, Bianca.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely. I'm just so thrilled. And I don't tend to read bios on my podcast because I like to hear what people say about themselves. I think it's very interesting because it's usually quite different than what you'd read in like a technical bio. I will put your bio in the show notes, but I would love for you to just tell us who you are, where you're located, and what you do.
Yes. And those are all loaded questions. Who is Bianca? Bianca is a hope dealer. Why am I so drawn to helping people have hope? Is because I know what despair feels like. And I'm a wife, a mom of 3. I've written 5 books and right? Like there's plenty I can say about that, but who am I? I am one who likes to focus on pursuing my purpose with passion and fervor and truly being in alignment with God and what He has for my life. So I've learned over the years how to yield to His purpose for my life and not fight against it. I am located in Chicago, and I have a full-time job in the nonprofit sector, and I also just love to write. Like, I just want to reiterate that writing is really how my healing journey got started. Writing to heal from trauma started for me 12 years ago.
Wow.
And I've been on a journey ever since.
Ooh, intriguing. That's a great segue because I would absolutely love to hear your story. I was reading through some of the articles and things about you, and I noticed that repeated story of how writing has helped you heal.
Yeah.
And your purpose is beautiful, which you can expound more on what that purpose is. But how did you get to this space? Like, what is your story and how did you become this person that you are today?
Y'all ready?
We're ready.
So, 12 years ago, I was a senior in undergrad, I believe. Yeah, I think if I got my dates right. And I had experienced traumatizing experiences in childhood. When I went away to college, for me, that was more of a time and space to really figure out how I could heal and what that meant. And there was something about my senior year. I don't know if that was my breaking point, where I went to the counseling center on campus and sat down with a counselor and was like, not feeling this guy. So I didn't go back. And I can't remember who encouraged me. It was like, you should try writing. And I've always kept diaries throughout my life and had the Lisa Frank diaries with the little locket and the key.
They were so great.
They were so cute, right? Then I would break the key and then can't get back in the journal, things like that kids do. So I started writing and it felt like what was on my heart just came out like a flood. And I couldn't stop writing. And my writing came out poetically. And that's how my first book was born, through my earlier writings. And
Wow.
it just flowed out poetically. Like everything that had been weighing me down just kept coming out, kept coming out. I remember one time I was sitting in my dorm room and I think I wrote 8 poems in one sitting
Wow.
because I needed to get it out. For so long, I had suppressed how I really felt about
Yeah.
things, how I really felt about encounters and experiences, and like behind the confident smile, right?
Mhm.
But hide behind the smile. And I don't think at that time it was really intentional. It was just what I thought I needed to do to survive. And I got to this place where it's like, I'm tired of carrying it. It's impacted me physically. I had eye twitches and chest pains that the doctor couldn't figure out. They gave me a heart monitor and it was like, your heart is
Wow.
fine. I was just like, I'm not fine.
Yeah.
And it was stress. It was the stress of suppressing
Yeah.
everything that I kept bottled up. And writing was the tool that helped me to heal. And I continue to write to this day. It's so freeing. Writing for me is like a breath of fresh air.
Mm.
If I go too long without doing it, I feel tight and cluttered. So that's how I got started on
Wow.
my healing journey of, okay, Bianca, you got to let some stuff go. And I was like, I don't know how.
Right.
Writing became my how. Now, as I started writing, there were selected few, maybe 2 people, my mom and a friend at the time, that I would share my writings with. And it was like, this is good. You should publish a book. And I'm like, wait. This is my personal journal. I'm not over this stuff that I wrote about. No, not doing it. But they planted that seed.
Mm.
And that seed grew years later, but the seed was there.
Wow. That is so powerful. I think for me, it's similar with the writing, just how it's such an active release.
Yes.
And it can be, especially
Yes.
if you don't put any rules on yourself.
Exactly.
Right. Which I know for some people, and even for me at first, when I first started writing to heal, like you're saying, um, I kept thinking about structure and like all of these
Mhm.
things that had been trained to do, but that act of releasing it, like getting it out of your body,
Yes.
right, is so powerful and healing in itself because, as you mentioned, like it stays stored inside of you.
Oh, yes.
You're having those
Yes.
eye twitchers, your heart's not working correctly. For me, it was migraines,
Mm.
and you have to find a way to get it out,
Yeah.
right? What was your experience of like even just physically, or even your experience of feeling heavy versus light in the world after you started utilizing that tool of writing?
It was a sense of I'm no longer keeping secrets.
Oh, wow.
Like I no longer have to put up this facade like everything is okay. Um, I no longer need to carry responsibility that's not mine to carry. Um, but it is my responsibility to go on this healing journey
Mm,
because no one can do that for me.
yeah.
If if I am aching on the inside, no other person can take that away or say, I'll write it for you. Like
Hmm.
I had to do that for myself.
Yeah.
And so the burden started lifting. And it also helped enhance my relationships because now the relationship I have with myself is becoming more honest and more transparent. And I'm showing up in a more authentic way. So now I can have healthier relationships with other people because now I have healthier relationship with myself.
Mm, that's powerful. Yeah, that's really, really powerful. I think we don't think about that ripple effect at first when
Mm-hmm.
we start engaging in our process of healing. Like, we are so desperate to feel better.
Right.
We don't understand that it's going to have this ripple effect on literally every other relationship.
Literally everything. I mean, even including down to when we talk about purpose, right? It's a lot of conversation about and questions. What is my purpose? I want to know my purpose.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know my purpose. Let me tell y'all a little tip. In order to get there, healing has to take place.
Mm,
Because the last thing we want to happen and want to see is you're operating in the lane you haven't healed from the past hurt.
yeah.
And how that can impact the way that you show up and deliver your business and show up and write your book and show up and mother and wife and all the things, right?
Mm-hmm.
If there is an intentional time dedicated to what's going on in here and in here,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing a therapist or talking to your pastor or being in community with friends and telling them, hold me accountable for my goals of taking time to really uproot or even get to the root of why I suffer in silence, or why I deal with
Mm-hmm.
perfectionism, or why I'm addicted to X, Y, and Z.
Mm-hmm.
Because they can help inform you moving forward and identifying what are my triggers. I don't like when people raise their voice. Okay, that's good for you to know. But do you know why though?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something that occurred that takes you back to that memory
Yeah.
and how to heal from that place and space and allow the inner little you, the little girl, to be loved on?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Did writing and telling that truth, which, by the way, I just love that because the truth sets us free,
Yes.
right? Did that, was that like a natural segue into understanding the importance of community? Because I know that we can't heal completely on our own.
Right.
And God created us in a way where we need to heal in relationship with
Yeah.
other people. So I'm not sure what your relationships were like before you started writing, but you've mentioned that they were enhanced
Mhm.
by you telling the truth and releasing those burdens. So, what was that process like for you to find healthy community?
Mhm.
And what advice would you give to someone who's wanting those kinds of friends that can keep them accountable, like you're talking about? I'd just
Mhm.
love to hear your thoughts on that.
It was scary.
Yeah.
And I say scary because I was challenged with sharing my truth.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I could write it, but it's different than talking about it,
So
right?
different. Yeah.
I can share it in writing in my journal to myself,
Mm-hmm.
but it's that's first step, right? The
Mm-hmm.
next step is, who am I gonna talk to? Who? Oh no, like that's scary. Why would I share this with someone who maybe I've been in friendship with, or is a new friend? Because now I feel so uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
What if I run them away? What if they look at me weird? What if I'm judged? Like,
Mm-hmm.
and you start feeling anxious, right? So
Mm-hmm.
all the things I experienced, but it really took God sending people to
Mm-hmm.
me because I didn't go to people. it, he really sent people to
Mm-hmm.
me, and I would test it out, maybe not the first conversation, but a couple of conversations down the line, and start sharing a little bit about myself and watch how they responded,
Mm-hmm.
because I'm scared. I'm scared to expose myself because I've been hurt in the arena of relationship and friendship. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of guarded, I don't want to experience that hurt anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But I really want healthy friendship. So I need to figure this thing out, right? It's
Mm-hmm.
like what I want is on the other side of fear. But I fear being hurt. So God help me, like direct me. And that's what I would say, like pray and ask God to highlight people to you and either put them in your path or you in theirs, and ask for discernment on what to share with who and who to build with and befriend um, in this season of your life.
Mm-hmm. I just loved all of that. Like that was so beautiful and really different than how a lot of people would probably have answered that question. Just like how honest you were. Like I was scared. And I love that because I think all of us are scared at
Yeah.
first when we're facing that situation. Like maybe looking back, some of us could say, and then I did A, B, and C, and it all worked out. But that doesn't really help when you're in that emotion of like, this
Yeah.
is scary.
Like you scared. Like, say
Yeah.
for instance, one of my really good friends, we met at a women's event that our church at the time hosted. I think I was on maternity leave, and my husband was like, "You should go out, get some fresh air." And I was like, "It's winter time. I don't want to go anywhere." So I went anyway,
Mm-hmm.
and we ended up on the same bowling lane. And I don't even remember exactly what I said, um, or if she approached me and said hi. But since that day, we've been connected.
Aw.
But it was scary
Yeah.
because I was guarded. Um, and she could pick up on that. And later she told me, like, yeah, I could tell that like you were guarding yourself, and maybe some things that happened to you, and you were thanking me for being nice to you. Like,
Aw.
you know, stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
And I just think back to that time, and what if she hadn't like noticed
Mhm.
that I was apprehensive
Mhm.
and stayed around anyway, right? That
Yeah.
was a blessing.
Yeah.
And that friendship in particular helped to heal that wound
Mm.
and lessen the fear of starting over again in new friendships and
Wow.
adulthood. But it took one putting myself out there again,
Mhm.
even if I was apprehensive.
Mhm. Yeah. Well done, first of all. But I also love how you mentioned two things. You mentioned that you basically noticed like God brought the people to you.
Mhm.
And I think that's beautiful to remember that he sees us
Yeah.
and he will give us what we need,
Oh, yes.
right? And
Yes.
that's what he
Time and
did.
time again.
Yes, absolutely. And that's what he did for you in the
Mhm.
bowling lane,
Yes.
putting this woman right next to you, like someone who had the insight to see, like, oh, Bianca's kind of apprehensive and something's going on there, but we're gonna get through this. That wouldn't have been everyone to have that
No.
kind of insight. And I love that. I love that God is so personal like that
Yeah.
and so intentional to give us what we need, but also how you mentioned like you had to overcome some of
Yeah.
those fears, which is a lot of what you talk about for
Yeah.
anyone who doesn't know anything about yet. Like you talk a lot about fear and overcoming fear and how like there's so much goodness on the other side of fear.
Yeah.
So what are some other situations where you've had to face fear like that and have
Whew.
realized that walking through it is a blessing?
Yeah. Whew. Sometimes it don't feel like a blessing up front, right?
Oh no,
But
absolutely.
when you're on the other side, you're like, okay, like I'm building my overcoming muscle.
Yes.
Another experience was starting my blog.
Mm.
So back in 2017, that's how Behind the Confident Smile was born, through blogging. God gave me a directive, encourage women through blogging. And I said, what? Did I hear that
Are
right?
you sure?
Are you sure? And I didn't do it, right? 2 months later, I go back and say a similar prayer as to what
Mhm.
led me to that. And I was like, okay, I'll start blogging. But it was a fear I had to overcome because what I was being asked to blog about was to open up a little bit and share my
Mhm.
journey of
Mhm.
overcoming different challenges. And it's like, I don't want people to know me like that.
Mhm.
I want people in my business. Like, you want me to put this on the World Wide Web? Oh no. Oh no.
Mhm.
And that was a fear that I had to overcome, a vulnerability, and will I say the right things? And who's gonna read this? Like,
Mhm.
will people read it? Do I have something to say enough for somebody to read this? And the more I kept writing and sharing it, let me show you how much fear had a grip on me. I wouldn't even post it to social media. I would just text it to people.
Oh my
Like
gosh, I love
I
that.
wrote a new post. And then eventually I built a muscle and was encouraged, oh, you should start a like page. I said, a like page on Facebook, on the World Wide Web. Wasn't it enough that the blog is up there? Like, well, if you don't tell people about it, it don't mean anything. And I'm like, see, but that's each step I literally had to walk that out. And almost 6 years later, I don't blog anymore. I podcast now, right?
Yeah.
But and have 5 books later and have hosted, released the field workshops and do speaking engagements. But what if I never wrote the first blog post
Mm.
and got over that fear? I would not
Mhm.
be sitting here with you today
Yeah.
talking about what I've overcome because I
Mhm.
would still be stuck.
Mhm. Yeah. And I'm sure as your journey has gone on, the opportunities have grown, but so has the opportunity for fear.
Oh yeah. I mean, fear is always there, like trying to talk to me. And I'm like, not today. Because I know
Mm.
now. I have the tools, I'm equipped. When I feel it, I know what that is. That means there's something on the other side. So I will keep walking.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Is there something practical that you do when you're faced with a fear and you're like, no, I don't want to do this? Like, how do you
Mm,
actually take that first step?
mm. That's a good question. Now, when I feel fear rise up, I acknowledge it. Like, I feel it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to succumb to it. And sometimes I'll say that out loud or
Mm-hmm.
in my head, if I'm around people, right? But if I'm by myself, I'll say, you know what? I'm feeling afraid of X, Y, and Z, and I think this is why, but I'm going to pursue it anyway. And I
Mm-hmm.
literally take the step to push through fear. So if that's calling someone and asking them to be on my podcast and I don't know them from nowhere, right? If that is advocating for myself, I'm gonna do it. Whatever that next is that you are fearing, that is the next practical step.
Mm.
If that is, if you say I'm fearful of sharing my boundaries with my husband around, like I want to go to bed at 10 o'clock. The next step is to share that. Like, you know what, I'm feeling afraid, scared, or feel like rejection is trying to take over me, but this is what I need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good.
So,
And have you ever regretted it?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have in perspective. I think just even just hearing you say that you've never regretted like pushing through that fear.
No.
That's inspiring in and of itself, because a lot of the time our fears are like, but what if this happens?
Yeah. I
Right?
mean, but you'll never know, right?
Exactly.
Unless you do it. And most of the time, it's not the thing that happens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because the thing about fear has cousins: comparison, doubt, self-sabotage, all the things to keep you from moving forward in life.
Yeah.
And if a door does close, right? Say for instance, you like, I want to go after that job, and you don't get it, it's okay, because now what you've done is you face that fear.
Mm-hmm.
So that helps you to continue to pursue what it is you desire and build up resistance towards rejection. Like, I may face rejection on this journey. That's
Mm-hmm.
okay, but it's not going to stop me from staying focused on
Mm-hmm.
the goal.
Yeah. So, I mean, all of those cousins that you just talked about are wrapped up in our identity, like who we believe that we are.
Yeah.
So, as you have like lived this message of pushing through the fear and believing God
Yeah.
in the midst of all of that, like how has that changed or expanded how you view yourself and your identity?
That's so good. I'm gonna answer that question. Also, add a piece.
Go
Another
for it.
practical tip that I do when I feel fear is I pray.
Yeah.
I just pause and I pray, and ask God to show me what is really going on, and to give me the strength and the wisdom to move forward. But how have I seen myself? Like, been shown to myself? I've started to see the reason why I was created.
Wow.
Like, taking off the layers, right? That society try to put on us, or other people, systems, structures. Unmasking, taking off the layers. I'm better able to see clearer, and to think with one mind, not a double mind, and to operate in peace and joy, and to truly have a better relationship with myself on the good days and the bad days and the I'm so tired days.
Yeah.
and asking God to meet me in all those moments.
I love that. So, so good. And we all need that.
Yeah.
And of course, you're sharing this with so many people because you want others to experience this as well, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, your most recent book, right, is Behind the Confident Smile.
Captivating Confidence.
Okay. Captivate. Your podcast
Yeah.
is Behind the Confident Smile.
Yeah.
And your most recent book is Captivating Confidence. I would love to hear, like, what is the message in there? It's all tied up with what we've already been talking about, but I'd love to hear from your heart. Like, what is it that you wrote and why?
Oh, okay. How much time we got? So captivating confidence, an 11-step guide to developing a healthy relationship with yourself and owning your inner greatness. Whew, it stemmed from a deep place for me. In short, I wanted and still want, and I desire for women to truly love themselves first. Sometimes, a lot of times, we are giving, pouring, and it just never ends until you are at the bottom of your cup, literally like the bottom of your cup, and you say, I am burnt out, I am exhausted, I can do no more, I can think about nothing else, I don't want to see a task, a to-do list, don't call me, don't text me, right? Before we can get there, and if you are there, don't be discouraged. This book is about making sure you're good first, and understand the importance of I need to love myself enough to make sure I'm good first. Am I checking in with myself? Am I checking in with God? Am I checking in with my mind? Am I checking in with my heart? Am I checking my baggage? I can't be out here achieving, go-getting, accomplishing, doing all the things. But if I'm not good, is that sustainable? So that is the heart and the essence of captivating confidence, and thinking about the scripture where it says, love your neighbor as you love yourself.
Yeah.
How can I love my neighbor if I don't love myself first?
Right.
And that's what a giving, pouring, and being all things to all people comes from. But if I'm loving myself, I'm able to check that. Like today, this is how much I have to give, because I'm giving from my overflow, not from my cup.
I love that. Yeah.
And so that is, and captivating confidence is born from my life's testimony and journey of pushing, going to get what I want. But in the midst of all of that, still suffering.
Yeah.
Internally. So now I'm in a place where I'm owning all parts of me, my story, embracing it all, maintaining a healthy relationship with myself. Not so that I can go get more, but because I deserve it.
Yeah. That part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not doing this so I can go do that. It's like, I want to love me. And what does loving me look like practically? Am I drinking my water? Am I eating lunch? Am I exercising? Am I listening to edifying music and sermons and podcasts? Like, whatever the it's is, how am I taking a moment daily to love on me? Because if I'm expecting other people to love me and I don't love myself, that's not okay either.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think sometimes, especially like in church world, we can think that loving ourselves can be falling into selfishness. You know what I mean? Where even that phrase, love yourself, at least around me, when I was in my formative years, it was like kind of a taboo thing to say, like, love
Mhm.
yourself. I love how this is coming back around now, where the conversation is happening again, because, like you said, you can try to please others or you can try to achieve, but if you're not right in yourself,
Yeah.
like, there's going to be so much emptiness and so much brokenness, and it's going to trickle down to whoever
Oh,
comes after
definitely.
you,
Yeah.
which we want that to stop, right? These generational things, we want to be the ones that make that decision. Like, we're drawing a line in the sand, and this is
Yes.
not
No
happening
more.
anymore. Yeah. So for
Yeah.
you, just talking about like generational blessing, really,
Mhm.
is what you're creating. Like, how have you seen this affecting not just your children, although your children are a huge part of that, but even like the women who encounter this message? Like, what kind of changes are you seeing in people's lives as they embrace this
Mhm.
message?
Freedom.
Mm,
And what I mean by freedom is free to speak their mind, free to say I'm scared, free to exercise vulnerability
mm-hmm.
and talk about how they feeling outside of sad, mad, angry, happy, like
Yeah.
looking at the feelings. Well, how are you doing today? How
Yeah.
are you feeling today? What do you need? I've seen so many women break through and write books and start
Mm,
businesses because they've overcome that fear. They've overcome the fear and the lie that it's too crowded. We don't need another blog. We don't need another book. It's like, but your voice is your voice,
yeah.
period. So if you don't write it, who will?
Mm-hmm.
Because you are you and you're
Exactly.
uniquely and wonderfully created. So I've seen that and it's been beautiful to watch women of all ages and teenage girls
Mm,
just walk with more power and confidence and authority in their birthright.
yes. So cool. I got chills when you said teenagers, because I'm like, ah, to see
Yeah,
teenagers like that can walk freely and confidently in who they're created to be. Like, I can't even imagine that. And
like
like,
wait till they become adults, right? It's like
yeah,
if you can get this now as a teenager,
yes,
I'm just waiting for you.
yes,
Okay.
yes, yes. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. So I'm so grateful, like, for your courage and your voice, because it is creating something beautiful that's
Yeah.
unfolding in so many other people's lives. So thanks for saying yes finally to the blog.
I know, right?
Yeah. And all
My
that has come
pleasure.
after. It's
I
so
know.
good. So good. Yeah. Um, I would love to hear too, like, how has this affected you as a parent? Because being a parent, once that role comes into your life, you're like, whoa, it's like so disorienting.
It is.
Because all of a sudden you have like these people that are
People.
dependent on you in so many
Yes.
ways, physically, emotionally, spiritually. So how has all of this affected you as a mom?
Mm. One of my major learnings is this taught me to ask for help.
So good.
I mean, and that in itself can be unpacked, right?
Oh, for sure.
As a woman who wants to do it all, it's like
Yeah.
that's not even realistic.
Hmm.
I wrote a blog post about this. Like I took the S off my chest and I put my cape down
Mm,
a long time ago because I realized I couldn't do it all, and neither should I try.
hmm.
I'm married. Like it even taught me like how to ask for more,
Mm,
say more what I needed. But in parenting, definitely asking for help definitely has made me a more patient, understanding, empathetic person. It's also made me more mindful of how trauma can occur,
Mm. Yeah.
and being mindful of the words I say, the behaviors I demonstrate. It
Mm-hmm.
has held me accountable for staying on my healing journey.
Yeah.
Um, those are just a couple of things that come to mind. But it's,
Yeah.
yeah, to really model, that's what you said, generational blessings. I want to be a blessing. How do I model that?
Mm-hmm.
Because I've seen and experienced the things that I don't want to pass down.
Mm-hmm.
So modeling what I do want to pass down,
Yeah.
and hope and pray that it's being received and understood in a way that they can understand it at the ages that they are at.
Yes. Absolutely. And imagine like if you hadn't done the work to really understand who you were and to become free from all of these things that you were holding on to, imagine just how differently all of this would have played out.
Yeah.
It's the grace of God, like is so, so beautiful. And it's so evident on your life and on the lives of all the women who decide like it ends here. We're doing
Yes.
this differently. So I know you took your S off, but still, superhero moment. I just think it's beautiful and so powerful. And of course, as well, like you have been a career woman, you have had so many plates that you're juggling, and motherhood comes along, and you have to make choices as
Yeah.
well as far as what you do with your time
Oh,
and
definitely.
how what you say yes to. Like, how do you prioritize that in your life?
Yeah, with each season of life, I reflect on it. So currently in this season that I'm in, I was like, I have a limit of speaking engagements I'll do a month, um, because that takes preparation and mental and emotional energy. I also ensure that I can get a nap once a week.
Good for you.
like there's some non-negotiables here. Like if
Yeah.
it's not a nap, I'm going somewhere by myself, right? Um, and also knowing that the sacrifices that I'm making now will serve me later,
Mm,
because my children will not be little kids
yeah.
all the time.
Yeah.
And planting the seeds and investing that time now is critically important. And being present and fully present um, is really important to me. So yes, I have a planner. I sit down, I look at my calendar, I literally map out my time, and I map out when I need to rest, map out date nights. Like if it's not on the schedule, it's not on the schedule.
Mm-hmm.
And that
Yeah.
is how I'm living my life right now. Now, if I would have told the single Bianca that this is how I be living my life, she would have laughed at me.
Yep.
Like, you schedule time for friends, but like, where's the spontaneity of that?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. Totally different world.
it
Totally
is. And
different.
I've been leaning into that.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes coming with change can come grief of what
Absolutely.
you used to be able to do. And I've leaned into that too. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay with experiencing what comes along with the transitions of life and the joys and the pains of it.
Yeah. I think that's an important thing to note because we can kind of just transition from season to season and grit our teeth and be like, it's okay. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, and not address that grief. But it is very, very real.
Yeah,
Every transition honestly comes with grief of some kind. Transitions are
yeah,
hard.
they
It's
are.
just even if it's a transition from one good thing to another good thing,
Right.
it's
It's
hard.
still like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, which I mean, it circles all the way back to just that honesty of even writing it down. Like, I'm going to say how I actually feel, and that can be so healing and helpful in and of itself. So,
Yeah,
I very much appreciate that you mentioned that as well. So, thank you for that.
my
Um,
pleasure.
I know we are running out of time, but you have been just so much fun to talk to. You're so
Yes,
easy
thank
to talk
you.
to.
You have
Uh,
been too. This has been a pleasure.
oh, thank you, friend. I really appreciate that. I genuinely mean it. Like, I'm like, oh, this has been just so enjoyable. So thank you. I would love for you to let us know the best ways to connect with you, because if people are listening, they're going to love you if they don't know you already. So, what are the best ways for them to get connected with you?
Yes, so I have a newsletter, so you can subscribe to my email list at behindtheconfidencemail.com. You can find my books there, old blog posts, podcasts, speaker requests, and also on Instagram, which I'm there a lot at Bianca Cotton. And all the other handles are present there. So that's where you can find me. Come breathe with me. I do breathe videos, and
Yes,
come be inspired to release your fears and check in with yourself and own your inner greatness, because you are worth it.
you are worth it. Yes, I love it. And I'll be sure to include all of that in the show notes as well. So if you're listening and you want to get connected with Bianca, go ahead and check out the show notes. All the links will be there. But thank you, friend, for your
My
time. Thank you
pleasure.
for your beauty and your wisdom and all of that you've offered us today. I really appreciate it.
Pleasure.
And I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.